All right, here's a little hack, trick, reboot, treat, something to help you out if you are restarting, rebooting, starting carnivore for the first time, or going into a very heavy, low-carb keto, and you need to get away from some cravings and feel full. We'll start with the mix here. This is a mix. Obviously, this is not, strictly speaking, carnivore. As it says on the package, it is plant-based, keto-friendly, gluten-free. This is nothing more than cocoa powder with some erythritol and stevia, a little bit of xanthan gum. So that's all it is, okay? There's nothing really in there. A serving of 2 teaspoons technically has 4 grams of carbohydrates, but 0 grams of sugar. We know how that works. Erythritol, stevia, all of that. I think the erythritol really makes it. I would not normally buy this, but it was on clearance sale, and I was getting it for $4 a bag, so I just bought a couple of bags to tide me through until I got a decent source of erythritol and stevia, or possibly xylitol. We'll see how that goes. Okay, 7 1/4 ounces for $4 is fine. That's not super expensive. The good thing about using your own mix, which is going to be just cocoa powder with whatever sweetener you want to add, is that you can decrease the sweetener over time. Because the truth is, you're not going to need the sweetener for very long. If you're using an organic heavy whipping cream, a really good one, then once you mix it up, you're going to find that the sweetness, you don't really need the sweetness. I don't know how to explain this if you've never experienced. If you've never made vanilla ice cream with no sugar, it's kind of hard to explain. You know, if you just straight heavy whipping cream, like an organic or a Strauss dairy, full heavy whipping cream on top, especially if you can get a raw version, you know, that in an ice cream maker with some vanilla extract, and you are done. You do not need to add sugar because there's a richness to it. Okay, and that's why we're using the organic heavy whipping cream, in this case from Trader Joe's, because it was accessible and it was the only brand I could get locally that was literally just pasteurized heavy cream. I would prefer unpasteurized, but this is exactly what I can get under the legal strictures of where I'm residing right now. Most of the other whipping creams that I can find have some additive. Usually it's carrageenan, which I don't care about too much, but there's often a lot of other stuff added, a lot more xanthan gum and other thickeners. So in this case, we got a pure one. Good on you, Trader Joe's, for giving me something that doesn't have any additives. I just put it in this little Stanley camping shaker bottle. You know, 2 scoops. I'm using a spoon, not a teaspoon, not a tablespoon. Based on previous kitchen experience, I'd guess that I'm going about 3/4 of a tablespoon per scoop. So I'm doing definitely a heavy dose. 2 scoops in a shaker bottle, and then I put probably about 8 ounces of whipping cream into it, a little more, a little less. And then I fill it up with warm water, not cold water, warm water, and we'll get to that in a moment, up to about the 20, maybe just above the 20-ounce mark. So, you know, I'm going to be making 610 milliliters of mix out of this, 22 ounces, something like that. And shake, 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 shake. Okay? Shake it up a lot. Make sure that you have room in your shaker because you want this to be kind of frothy. And it will naturally be frothy because you're using heavy cream. Okay? What this does is this absolutely satiates you like you would not believe. Now, this isn't, again, strictly carnivore or anything. It will definitely keep you in or put you in ketosis if you're trying to get away from a sugar addiction or something. I just did a keto run, keto stick run. I'm not going to show you videos of me peeing in the toilet or anything, but right at 40 milligrams per deciliter, I'm right in the middle of the ketosis range, and this has been my reboot for the last several days. I'm just eating this and skirt steak that I found on sale. So this much, your 22 ounces or so, will absolutely fill you up. It will make you satiated. It'll make you look at a wall of candy bars, no matter how addicted you are, and just be like, nah, don't need it right now. It removes a lot of the body's addiction. It really gets your satiation hormones up. This is a fantastic and relatively inexpensive hack. Okay, so that's $4, and that's the expensive part. And you're going to go through, 1 or 2 of those a day at the beginning, and it's a lot of dairy for a lot of people, but it will work. And if you're getting rid of everything else, every other processed thing in your diet, you're probably going to feel better despite having a little extra dairy if you're not super sensitive. I do not have an answer for you on this if you can't do any dairy. I haven't tried it hot with tallow. I imagine the effects would be relatively similar, and I'll give it a try later. That's the note about the warm water. When you're putting this in, using warm or hot water, is that everything has more flavor when it is warmer. Chilling foods down to refrigerator temperatures, nearly frozen, decreases your ability to taste them. So don't do that, all right? Warm water makes the fats and the heavy whipping cream easier to mix up, and it makes the chocolate drink mix, the cocoa powder, easier to mix. So definitely use warm water. That's the other key element to this, and you will taste it better. Okay, it's going to be big, it's going to be frothy, it's going to be chocolatey, it's going to be delicious, and it's going to fill you up like nothing else can. Now, if you're going on pure carnivore and you're dealing with a sugar addiction, the only other thing I've got for you is probably like sugar-free gelatin, and it's just not going to hit the same. Okay, I don't have an animal-based flavor that I can use instead of cocoa powder. So cocoa powder is what I've got. If you're moving in that direction and you have to deal with a sugar addiction or a massive craving, or you just cannot go to the store without buying the Reese's peanut butter cups or whatever it is, you need that little bit of sugar, you're constantly craving a fruit like a mango or something, this will help you out and keep you in ketosis. Absolutely. I'm a difficult ketosis patient, just because of the way my body deals with pre-diabetes or type 1 diabetes or whatever. So getting into and staying in ketosis is very difficult for me, and this will absolutely maintain a heavy, very moderate, very normal ketosis level over time, over the course of several days. So this is your ultimate chocolate fat bomb of satiation, and really, just if you need it, go for it. This stuff is amazing. All right, stay cool.